Ready? Let's do it. Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Pure Golf Talk. Today, I have the pleasure of being joined by Gabby Steiner, the golf pro at Dormie Club. Gabby, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So it's a rainy day here at the Dormie Club, where you now work as the golf professional at Dormie Club, previously at Pinehurst Country Club. For those that aren't as familiar with the Dormie Club network, could you explain it a little bit?
Yeah, so we have 7 courses across the country. Basically us, and then our club out in Maxwell, Nebraska, Grable, just opened last year. We're the only 2 that are all inclusive. So what that means is everybody that comes here, basically all their lodging, their golf, food and beverage, caddy base fees, all of that's included under that umbrella. And it's a price per person per day. All of our other clubs are, a la carte pricing, but all of the Dormie Network courses are scattered throughout the country. So you got, us here, you got Virginia, New Jersey, Texas, Indiana, and we've got 2 in Nebraska. Every single one is kind of, off, about 20, 30 minutes away from a bigger town. Same like here, we're in West End. We're just on the outskirts of Pinehurst, so, we're technically still in the Pinehurst area in the Sandhills, but we're a little bit off the beaten path here, so it's kind of nice to be out on the outskirts.
It is definitely nice to have your own space, and it allows you to be able to design a golf course that has this beauty and this special feel that you're fully remote and fully isolated, so it's just focusing on the golf and the friendships that you come and play with. You've played a lot of amazing golf courses throughout your time in college golf and then now just as a golf pro. What is it about having the stay and play aspect to a golf experience that you enjoy and can easily sell to members and people that are coming here for the first time?
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day because I feel like so many clubs in the area have gotten to this kind of stay and play model, and even Pinehurst has started doing it as well with, requiring people to stay at the resort in order to play like number 2 and number 10, but for here, I think it kind of just, people don't believe when they arrive that, oh, my golf cart is my mode of transportation to my cottage. They're just like not used to that whole layout if this is their first time here. Now all of our properties are kind of like that. It's, you drive your golf cart to your cottage every night to get to where you're sleeping. So it's pretty cool to have that layout, and all of our cottages are surrounded by the course. So, it's a quick, like you get off of 18, you could run back to your cottage real quick to grab something. You're going back out, and, we run on 15-minute intervals. Max amount of people here, 60 beds. So people will go out and play their morning 18, come back in, and they could grab their 8 buddies and go play as an 8-some and play a scramble. And that's just kind of how laid back it is here, which is really fun.
Your husband Tanner is a fellow PGA professional over at the Country Club in North Carolina. How is it sharing that in common with him? And if you would share a little bit about the story of how y'all met.
Yeah, it's super special, right? Like, we don't talk a lot about work when we get home, but if there's ever something, like, I'm gonna rely on him for some advice. But yeah, it's just very unique being in the same town, 2 golf professionals working in the same industry. So we also talk to a lot of the same people on a daily basis. But we met in Pinehurst when I was a junior in college. Happened to be home from school after my fall season at JMU, and we met through some other golf professionals at Dugan's, right in the heart of Pinehurst Village.
As any perfect Pinehurst couple does, they meet at Dugan's Pub down in the village. That's a great story.
Yeah.
And it got a lot of traction and publicity when y'all did get married.
Yeah.
And there's a beautiful picture of you guys standing on the first tee of Pinehurst number 2.
Yeah.
What was that experience like, sharing with PGA and other just people who love the sport of golf that story?
Yeah, I mean, it was incredibly special to have our wedding at the chapel in the village, and our reception was at the members club right above where my office was over there when I was working. So it's cool to look back at all the photos and on that photo that is taken of us facing each other on the first tee, I mean, there's so many people online like blowing us up about Tanner's club is flipped upside down because he's lefty. But we were like, in the moment, we're losing daylight. Our photographer's like, quick, just grab this club. We're gonna do this real quick. And there's so many people that like give us a hard time about that. I'm like, we didn't have a lefty club on deck. It was just like an in the moment photo that we decided to take. And you know, it's one that I will cherish forever. I love it.
For sure. It was beautiful. And I'm sure the moment being married in the village chapel is beautiful as well. Anyone familiar with Pinehurst knows how special that chapel is in that area. What is it that has kept you and Tanner in Pinehurst, and how do you embrace the area as two people who are obsessed with golf?
What's kept us in the area, I mean, my parents live very close to us. I'm very close with my parents. I'm an only child. But I mean, this area, it's crazy to look back at, you know, when I moved here in 2012, how different it is from back then to now. I mean, I remember going to hit balls at number 7 before I went to school in the morning at Pinecrest, and I just remember how different the traffic circle was and the traffic. It was just a very different time. Even, you know, 2012 wasn't that long ago, but still it's interesting to watch how much this area has transformed even in the last 5 years.
That's something that we talked with Tom Pashley and Matt Gibson about on the first episode, so I'm glad that you brought that up too. It's a very noticeable change and revitalization that happened in the area, and it's super exciting for people like us that have lived here for so long and call Pinehurst home. Golf surrounds your life. What is it about the sport that you love?
You know, I don't play competitively anymore since college. I've gotten back out there, and I finally like feel like I'm enjoying golf again and just enjoying playing and not, you know, grinding over every shot. And like I'm very hard on myself when I go out there, and I feel like I've gotten to the point where I'm not doing that as much anymore. I'm enjoying the game. I'm enjoying who I'm playing with, enjoying where I'm going. I mean, going on golf trips, I feel like that's been my focus of my golf now, is more where can I go play and have an incredible experience. That's more like being in this hospitality world, you know, going to an amazing golf course and taking what I can experience and bringing it back home to Dormie Club or wherever I'm at, like just comparing those experiences and how we can be better at Dormie.
So you've experienced golf on the ultra competitive side, and now you've experienced it on the working side, and in between just being able to play now for fun with Tanner and your friends and your family. Going back to when you were in high school, going to number 7 before school every day, and you were just grinding to try and play college golf, to now that you can enjoy golf more, like you said, what is the biggest piece of advice that you think you could give to somebody else who might be in the shoes of somebody at Pinecrest right now, or another high school golfer who's trying to balance putting golf at the highest level of importance in their life, but also not letting it take over?
Yeah, I feel like there's so many people that go to college, they play whatever sport it is that they're on a scholarship for, and then they get done and they're like, all right, now what? And I feel like I had that moment halfway through college. If it weren't for Eric Altenfels, who used to be my swing coach when I was, you know, in high school and through college, had the opportunity to come home and work with him in the summer. And that's kind of when I realized, hey, you know, I want to make a career out of this, because what is next? If I'm not around golf, where am I going to be working? So, you know, you spend all that time working, getting to that point, and then, you know, the next step is whatever career path you're going to go, right? But sometimes, you know, you don't end up wanting to go down the path of working in golf, and that's fine. But if you still have that passion after, you know, you're done with school, it's a no-brainer to come into this world, because there's so many different places you could work and different avenues you can go with it.
And it seems like there's so many doors that open by playing college golf. Was there a tipping moment for you once you came to Pinehurst for that internship over the summer that made you say, okay, this is what I want to do for a living, or is there someone that might have pushed you to pursue being a golf professional full time?
Definitely, it was a mix between Eric and Tanner, for sure. I mean, I was spending a lot of time with Eric, working on my game, but then also once I met Tanner in my junior year of college, and he went to a PGM school, which you go through college and you're studying the whole time, getting to that point to get your PGA. But I did it after I was done in 2018 at JMU and did it the opposite way, and that's fine too. I think so many people look at it as, I need to go to a PGM school in order to become a golf professional. You can do it after as well. I mean, there's plenty of people I've met over the years that they became a golf professional, later in life. And, Tanner's director of instruction, he did it after he came out of the military. So there's so many different ways you can, do it, and there's a lot of different avenues you can go.
What would be your advice to a young Gabby who's trying to make it in your shoes as a golf pro today?
Keep pushing forward. I feel like most of the opportunities that I've gotten, I've felt like uncomfortable at first. I didn't feel like I was going to be able to make it, and just keep pushing through. And I think eventually, with some hard work and extra long hours, you're eventually going to be noticed and create those relationships with people that you're going to come across every day in this industry.
So that's incredible inspiration for anyone pursuing that career in golf. So thank you for sharing that light. Let's end with some quick hitters. What's your favorite course you've ever played?
This is always such a tough one because I think overall, but then I want to think within the Carolinas because there's so many good courses in the Carolinas.
You can do one of each.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I love Grandfather up in the mountains. It has a special place in my heart. Every time I come on property there, I feel like I'm at home. And out west, had the opportunity to play Bandon in the summer solstice back in 2020, and it was an incredible experience. Played 4 courses in one day. My dad happened to be on the trip with me. I took 3 members with me when I was at Pinehurst, and I love Bandon Trails. It's beautiful. So that's probably my other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
4 courses in one day. Was that 72 holes?
Yes.
Holy moly.
Yeah. My watch said I burned 2,000 calories. It was quite the workout.
Yeah. So that's sun up to sundown.
Yeah, we teed off at 5:30 in the morning. It was incredible.
Would you do it again?
Yes, 100%.
That Bandon is somewhere that I definitely want to get out to.
Yes.
It seems incredible. It almost seems like the West Coast version of Pinehurst in the sense that it has so many courses and it's such a golf destination.
For sure.
How many hole-in-ones have you had?
3.
Any on the cradle?
Surprisingly, no. My first one was in the north-south. I was 16. My dad was caddying for me, so that was super special.
And your dad, I'm sure, is someone who supports you more than anybody else, but you do have so much support from everywhere in the Pinehurst area. There's a lot of people that are very proud to say that they know and are friends with Gabby Steiner. And I feel that that's something that is definitely special that you can share with other people in the Pinehurst area and then share with the people that you played college golf with and just your entire golf network now all the way to Dormie Club. And we'll end with this, what is so special about having that network of support from your dad and your college golfers all the way now to the members that you've worked with over the years at Pinehurst and Dormie Club?
Yeah, I mean, anytime I need anything, I feel like I can really ask anybody for help. But it's really nice to have any of those outlets, for advice, or if I need anything, I have unlimited resources, I feel like. And I'm very fortunate even in this role that I'm in with buying for the club too. It's I have so many different vendors that I've created relationships with even before I came here and I was in this role. I knew them when I was at Pinehurst, and some of these folks, they've been close friends of mine for years. So I'm very fortunate to be able to continue to grow those relationships even with new vendors and brands, and looking forward to continuing that. So.
Yes, many more to come
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Great, Gabby. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Taft.
All right, awesome. That was perfect.